righty, welcome back. This little mini 30-minute sesh is just going to be focused on therapy, man. The thing that changed my life, EMDR. It's amazing what this technique does. And the crazy thing is the founder of it, Francine Shapiro, how she found out about it. And she was in the forest walking, and the light between the trees, she noticed that when she moved her eyes back and forth, left and right, while letting this light hit her, and she'd focus on negative thoughts, that these negative thoughts would dissipate. And that's what founded EMDR. And now knowing a little bit of backstory on it, like, this is something I've been thinking about for quite a while, is how the fuck do you think these guys that in the Crusades or any of these medieval wars, how do you think they like stayed connected with themselves? The Vikings, anybody, they had to travel on horseback, they had to walk through forests. And like, is this some kind of key from nature to like heal humans from our mental struggles? Like, it's mind blowing to me that she found this amazing concept in psychology or in treatment uh, through nature.
Well, I mean, the Vikings were born into violence, so that's like their entire lives. But like, yeah, the Paladins and the Romans and stuff, I think they went insane.
I think it could have been a lot worse, but I like to think about them traveling from battlefield to battlefield, and they have nothing but nature and friends, and that's therapy enough. The just being out. I read a study a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago about uh, 45 minutes or more in the forest reduces your anxiety and stress by up to 75% in that moment.
Well, I mean, that's how people reset. There's an actual scientific study that if like you leave your phone at home and you go out camping for, I think they said maximum of 3 days. When you get back, your sleep is reset, your life is reset, your stress levels are reset, everything's reset. So it's like nature therapy, I guess. But you can't have access to the outside world if you see you in nature.
Yeah, yeah.
And for my next vacation at your place building a treehouse, that's what I'm hoping to achieve. I'm gonna pitch a hammock out in the middle of where I'm building that treehouse, and good luck getting my ass out of that area.
It's gonna be awesome. The girls are gonna love that. That's gonna be an awesome project. Um, just this concept of what it does. I've been experimenting on myself with this technique, going through running in the forest at either morning or evening, so that the light will hit my face when I'm running in between from the trees, and focusing my eyes left to right. And I've been thinking about how anxious I get. I'm trying to heal my own anxiety through this technique. It seems to be helping. I think I have to focus more on what triggers my anxiety rather than anxiety as a whole. But I can feel it helping, and I will continue to experiment on myself with this technique because it's just amazing. It just, like, all I can imagine is you walk into a server room and you see this ball of wires and it's just a mess. And then you go through the EMDR process, and then you look into a server room and everything's beautiful. All the cords are straight and have their own path. Everything's plugged into where it should be. That's what EMDR does.
I fucking wish, man, my fucking servers at work are all rats nested. I'm glad you have more balls than I do. I couldn't experiment on myself. That's why there's always music or noise in here because some of the sounds in here, they're just I no, I can't do that shit. Like the coffee pot, there's a reason there's a cork underneath it. Always. Never moves. I haven't cleaned that cork board in like since I've had the coffee machine like a month or two. I ain't taking that thing out from underneath it. If I have to use that coffee, I'm that thing's gonna be underneath it because that sound brings back those doors, and I just can't do it.
Yeah, but what does it bring back?
Memories. I don't do well with memories.
What memories?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do this right here because there's no. Actually, I'll put on music after you leave. It brings memories of the door closing. Like after I did my last episode, reliving all that shit. It took me like a good 5 days to get over that shit because I forgot about. I have a sound bar here. I have loud ass distractions. I have headphones. I completely forgot about that because I wasn't focusing on it because it just affected me that much. That sound of the coffee pot hitting the counter, it sounds like the prison cell door closing again.
Hmm. Does that put you into like hyper anxious and paranoid, or what does that do to you?
I start sweating. It brings back the memories of the fear, the anger, basically. But I when I hear it, I start sweating immediately.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. There for a while, when I would hear like a rock hit metal, like that sound in Afghanistan, it would bring me back. It was like a fucking portal would open up in my mind, and I'd be in there. Like I wouldn't be in my body. I'd be in this visual projection that's in my mind of the situation. Um, yeah, that fucked me up for a long time. But after you said you had some problems, a couple days after you did your show, what was messing with you so bad? Just general anxiety, or did depression set in, or what's going on?
'Cause I don't deal with memories very good like everyone else does. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, memories are the greatest things." No, they're fucking not. Because I have a very vivid imagination. So when I have a memory, I'm there. I just don't remember it. Like normal people, they remember something. No, I'm there, like in that spot at that moment. It's all there. The sounds, the smells, the feeling. It's all there. So after my episode, I was in all of those spots of my life at once, and like it was so bad that I forgot that I had noise. I forgot I have speakers. I forgot I have music. I forgot I have big ass headsets littered in every room, and I just couldn't pull away from it. And morning, night, middle of the day at work, I would be in those spots at the same time, and it's just the worst possible area I could ever be.
Yeah, it's when your thoughts are louder than anything else, man. That's like when I went through my manic thing, uh my no my noises were getting so loud in my head. My own voices were getting so loud that I couldn't hear my wife or my kids. And what did you do to combat that after everything, after these couple days passed?
It was actually an accident. I came home one day after work, and it was it was actually the same day that I told you that tiny woman scared the fuck out of me with that sentence. I came back and I was reliving it again because my keys. That's why my keys are on a different key ring now because of the noise. But I was reliving that moment again, and then I stumbled through the living room and I hit the couch and I went to go sit down, but I missed the couch. But on the way down from the couch, I went to go grab whatever I can grab, to steady myself. I grabbed my headset, and it was lucky they were on the coffee table because I would have completely missed it. And then I realized that music, so I grabbed my phone and just loud as fuck on random and just drowned out from there. And then I started slowly coming back from it and realizing that there's sound bars here, there's headphones in every room. I have two computers with headsets on each one with a complete mixer board. I could turn everything up as loud as I can. And then I slowly came out of it with more and more music. And then uh, noise, basically. I just use noise to keep myself away from it. But like if there's no noise around, there'll still be noise. I'll turn on the kitchen radio and just come in here and work on something or anything. So I basically pulled myself out of it on a happy accident of being clumsy as fuck.
Yeah, you're like me in a lot of sense on that. I know my wife hated me there for a long time when I was in my podcast phase because I'd play them all the time, man. I always needed background noise, even like cooking dinner in the kitchen. I would have to have something playing or my mind would race off. So it was like a way to put on like bumper guards, mental bumper guards on my thoughts. It was keeping the sound around because if it wasn't, I'd be lost again. Um, I think that has a lot to do with the ADD or ADHD brain, though. You know, it kind of keeps you focused, but also distracting at the same time.
Mind going a million miles an hour, but brain can't keep up.
Yep. And my oldest daughter has that now too, and she even I'm starting to teach her that she needs to slow down by using breathing techniques, and if she gets too excited, she starts to stutter. So I tell her, take a couple breaths, relax, your brain's working too fast for your mouth. She takes a couple breaths, and then she speaks perfect. So she's got it too, which is hard to see, but I know how to help her now. You know, so I'm not too worried about that. I just it's going to impact her schooling for sure, but I'll be there for her. So
You should, since you're becoming a psychologist, therapy. Wait, what are you becoming? What is your schooling going to be about? Like, what are you becoming? A doctor in what?
psychology.
Okay, so since you're becoming a psychologist, you should use my flooding technique that I do a lot after bad moments of life. Turn that to a thesis. You know, they came up with the EMDR on their own, and that's a new technique. You should start teaching people how to flood after I teach you how to flood.
I've already thought about what my thesis would be about. That is a good one, but I will keep mine under wraps until I write it, because it's a good one. Um, yeah, I don't know. You gotta pick it back up. I got lost in thought, Hendrix.
Well, flooding is a thing I came up with about 10 years ago, the first incident when I got out in the army. And it works so well. I know I have an ex, but I forgot what she looks like. I forgot her name. Uh, Something bad happens, you keep yourself so busy, but that you it becomes natural that you that after something bad happens that you're just constant busy, just busy, 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 and you just stop thinking about it, and eventually you'll lose sight of it, like forget about it, and like sure when somebody brings it back up, you'll be like, oh yeah, that happened. Can't remember a face, you can't remember a name, you just know it's there. It's like one of those dreams that you wake up from that you can't remember, you know? You just have that like feeling, basically what it is.
Yeah, but in like the psychology sense, that's just like stuffing more shit into a already full bottle. You know, it's like push it down, don't deal with it. You know, I mean, I understand that sometimes stuff is too heavy, too hard to think about, or too heavy to deal with at the moment. And that's why there are distractions like music and stuff like that. But um, I'm more for the one that you deal with the fucking problem. Perfect example is I got into it with some people in my life, and I told them I don't want them over to my house until we have the talk that we need to have, because I will not walk around on eggshells in my house. I want an open house. I want to feel comfortable with others in my house. I want others to feel comfortable at my house, fully comfortable. Anything they do, whatever, you know, I don't. It's just it's a hard concept for people to understand because we're so used to this idea of sharing what people want you to know about them instead of, you know, what we did. We've shared with the world the shitty parts of our fucking life, you know, like it's too painful for people. It's understandable, dude.
Yeah, but flooding gets rid of all that. I have no ill will towards my ex. I have no ill feelings towards her. I use her as examples. Do I remember her name? It's I wrote it down because I forget. Do I remember what she looks like? No, don't care. And so that is I got rid of the problem by flooding. Flooding literally it's like you open up a dam full of water. After that water settled, there's literally nothing there. There's no trees, there's no rocks, there's no animals anywhere. Just cleared out.
I don't believe that. Somewhere somewhere deep in your fucking psyche, back here, it's there, dude. It's there. I mean, okay, so after you told your story and you got out over your couple days of hell, do you feel as affected by the stuff from your past as you do now, or as you did then before you told the story, or you feel that it's a little bit better?
I mean, it's a little bit better. I mean, I'm not affected as much by it, but I'm still not going to pull the cork out from underneath the coffee pot because I don't know what that's going to lead to.
I feel you. I feel you. I mean, shit, dude. That's something I can help you with, you know? Uh, people are my business, man. I fucking love people. I also hate them. I hate stupid people, but I like the ones that are just willing to fucking learn and listen. Those are my favorite people. And thankfully, those are the people that are in my life right now. Um, and on this whole topic of therapy, basic psychology is so easy to understand and so easy to apply to one's life. It really makes me angry that it's not instilled into children early on, because it would alleviate these misperceptions that kids would have because of a certain situation. Let's say a kid gets bullied for being different. That'll put a perception on the kid's head that he'll view the world as everybody's out to get him. He is different. He's vulnerable all the time. So what does that tell you? That tells you that that person is most likely going to self isolate and numb. You know, these are problems. The fucking secret to psychology really is, how do we heal that inner child? How do we get inside somebody's head and heal that inner child, or reconnect the person that you see in front of you to that inner child that's lost in somebody's psyche?
Flooding.
It's not, no, dude. You gotta. It's just like any AA program. You gotta work the steps, man. You gotta work the steps. Because if you fucking skip or jump over a couple, you just left yourself vulnerable for some other bullshit.
That's why your oldest daughter is going to be so great at life because her mind runs a million miles an hour. When I was sitting there coloring and she was leading me on 7 different stories while coloring and stealing my markers, you think anything's going to affect her because her mind is flooding.
And then that flooding is called ADD, attention deficit disorder. It's different. It's different. Yours is human imposed. I don't think hers is, or maybe it might be through genetics. I wonder if that's a thing. That's something I can read up on. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure the middle child has it too. She's she gets shy around people though.
She likes to stare.
Well, she's not used to other men because there's no other men in the family. You know, it's they're fascinated by them. We only have females that come over from the family. You know, no males come over. But
Yeah, but there's like, it's like a weird power. I don't even have to know she's in the room. I can just feel it. It's just like, well, hello there. It's just, yeah, she needs to open up.
she's got them piercing blue eyes. She's staring into your soul. Um, back to therapy. I am now going through the process of getting compensation through VA. Yeah, and I had my psyche eval 2 weeks ago with an amazing psychologist, psychiatrist. She's amazing, a lady out of Italy. Um, and I explained her my story, and she's helping me. You know, she evaluated me, and at the end, she told me to look up something, and I looked it up, and I found it mind blowing that I've never read it before, and it's called attachment theory. Now, if you don't know what that is, I recommend you read it. I'm not going to try to summarize it because it is too complex, but if you read it, you'll understand it because it talks in simple terms. And another that my therapist recommended something to me called the inner child theory. Now, both of those are huge insights into the psyche of a child and how those formative years are so fucking important. And it's just like these theories, they are theories, but they hold a lot of weight. And they have done so many fucking studies regarding these techniques or these theories that it's mind-boggling that this stuff isn't more mainstream, because it's just how our fucking brain works. If you're affected by something in your childhood, you're going to be affected by it in your adulthood. It's ongoing. It's a circle of life. It's circle of life, whatever, it's insane. Another person that I want to tell about is Carl Jung. Carl Jung is a German, or he was actually Swiss. Founded analytical psychology, empirical science, right? So empirical science is the view that expresses, huh?
I think that was the neighbors downstairs moving some whale.
Okay, a view that expresses, especially of the senses, is the only source of knowledge. That's what he found in the idea that people really don't learn until they experience it. He's a giant in psychology terms. One of the founding fathers, early 1900s. Just an amazing man, and what he did with his life and his theories and the way he has progressed the field of psychology is amazing. And I recommend anybody and everybody to read up on him. Carl Jung, Jung. Amazing. Another one is Carl Rogers, another father of psychology. Just all these people that are like considered the founders of psychology that have founded these theories and these techniques, and they are all messed up individuals that just wanted to help themselves but accidentally found something to help others, like with Francine Shapiro with EMDR. It's just like she didn't mean to do that shit. It's insane. It's crazy, and it's so easy, but people want to shy away from it because of the perceptions that are on psychology, because of how capitalism plus big tech plus psychology, as we have seen from documentaries and stuff like that, how those three are just a tool of destruction, especially when social media comes into play. Because you can have these little questionnaires, 5 question questionnaires that people fill out, and they can do a psychological profile on you. What does that mean? Like, what good does a psychological profile do on somebody through social media? Well, now they can target the advertisements. Now they can target your news that's fitted towards your perceptions of the world. And that's why this whole pandemic therapy thing is all one, because it's we live in a hyper emotional society where everything that we are doing is ran off of emotions when it's not supposed to be. We're supposed to be running off of logic with the overtone or with the undertone of emotion, you know, that the emotion doesn't need to be the leading force in our life, but it is for some reason. I don't know what that reason is. I have my theories, but I don't know. But I know the way that I helped myself was cutting ties with all of that shit, the fucking news, the social media, whatever. When I went dark from you for 2 years after you got out of prison, that's what I was doing. I was learning myself. I was trying to piece myself back together through these people that I was listening to: Joe Rogan, fucking Ryan Sickler, Ari Shafir, Joe List, Mark Norman, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, Christina Pajinski, Dr. Drew, all these people. I took pieces of their character and added it to myself. Like, I knew I wasn't a complete person, so I had to search for other personality traits that I loved or that I liked enough to adapt. And I just therapy, man. Therapy is so easy. It doesn't even have to be therapy. It's hanging out with a friend and talking about real shit. I get very emotionally aggressive when I see somebody and they just want to talk about fucking small talk. How's the weather? How's the family? I don't care. Fucking come and talk to me about real shit, or don't fucking waste my time. That's how passionate I am about people. I want to know what's going on in your head. I want to know what's going on. Talk to me. Maybe I can devise a plan without you knowing. And then the next time we talk, I can ask you about something in a roundabout way, trying to get to another fucking subject that you're stuck on, or a sticking point in life. Like, these basic psychology courses, especially lifespan psychology, where you learn the phases from birth to death and just how it's structured and everything. You learn so much just from that alone. That alone will alleviate so many questions in people's brains. It's amazing, but it's not out there because the because of people need to make money for knowledge. I don't know. It should be fucking open source, but it's not. That's the shitty thing. That's kind of why I want to do the show, is because this stuff's so easy. You don't need to go to fucking college and pay so much goddamn money for it. This is, once you read about it, it's like, oh my god, that makes sense. I've thought about it, but I never applied it to my life. It's fine. It just annoys me that there are a lot of stuff annoys me, but people having the constraints on knowledge for the profit of money is fucking ridiculous. You want to fucking improve our way of life as a world, as a culture, as a country, America or Germany, whatever, then that's what we need to do. We need to find a way to educate our young. The youth is where it's at because they're learning from us now. There's a thing called generational psychology, and generational psychology focuses on the prior generation psychological problems that carry over into the next generation. So it's about our parents' problems and where they got their problems from that pass on to us, and so on and so on and so on. I mean, look, a perfect example is here in Germany, generational psychology. These Germans, it is not allowed to talk about World War II or Hitler without Germans getting uncomfortable. They didn't do anything. They weren't fucking, most of them weren't alive, when shit happened, when fucking Hitler was in power. But they still they have this blanket of shame over them. It's fucking ridiculous. It's not your fault. Stop carrying the shame and get out of it. But they all have it on them because they are taught from fucking grade school that they were the bad people, not only once, but twice in the fucking world wars. It's like, it's crazy. It's a fucking prison that they can put you in, and it's so weird, man. I don't know. Hendrix, say something.
I was gonna see how much he was gonna go on with that. That was a good tirade. But yeah, I kind of get it with the whole generational psychology thing because I've actually seen that at work. I went to go do something, and somebody was like, "Oh, that's not how we're supposed to do it." I don't like that. No, that's not how you want to do it, but that's how I'm going to do it. Makes sense. It's easier. It's like first off, I wasn't there when whoever fucked up and ran a forklift into a wall. So I'm gonna do it this way, not that way. And yeah, so generational psychology kind of makes sense to me. Kind of also makes sense why I don't like to go to big crowds when they're drinking. Yeah, I see it.
Elaborate on that.
Because my dad, a heavy ass drinker, always loud as fuck. There was always music. You couldn't even hear the music. It was so loud. It was just like white noise in the back of your head. But then you got the smell of alcohol, and then him screaming, trying to scream over the music, and then everyone else trying to scream over the music, and violence. So yeah, I kind of get a little sweaty whenever I'll go to a club or a bar and enjoy myself, but I kind of get a little sweaty when there's all that music and all that loudness going on and stuff like that, and I could smell the alcohol in people's breaths. It kind of brings back that time with me. So
See, and that was one of the things that was cured through EMDR, was that nervous feeling out in public. Um, the always visually patting down people, always being nervous. Oh man, what's gonna happen? What am I gonna do if this happens? What would I do if that happened? Blah blah blah. And that EMDR just took that plug out of the emotional brain center and stuck it in the logical one. And now I haven't tested it since the EMDR because of COVID, but I hope one day I'll be able to attend a concert again and be at a concert fully without being paranoid and scared and stuff like that.
well, I mean, it's only selective though. Like I'll go to a clever bar, but I'm most comfortable around women. Like most of my friends at work are women because I just can't stand how loud some guys get. I do have a few guy friends there because they're also as dumb as I am and random as I am, and they may be loud, but I'm still more comfortable around women because I guess how women are.
Well, it's because you experienced physical violence from a man early on in your life. Um, I'm more comfortable with women because I am very emotional, and women tend to be um, emotional or hyper emotional, and I connect with that easier. But I am good with the relationships with men too, because I can be that bro. I can bro down, bro. But I can also be an emotional drama queen. It can get bad sometimes. Uh,
Sometimes.
you watch your goddamn mouth. I'm still dialing it in, man. Fuck. I still got so much to learn about myself and how to control myself instead of living on the extremes. I got to try to live more in the middle, and that's the fucking key right there, man. That's the key, and that's the hardest part, man. Is what is holding me back? What is holding me back from going in the middle?
The fear of chest hair.
Chest hair's disgusting. That's disgusting, dude. That doesn't no. Um well, on that note, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. And just a shout out to a couple people, Matey Josh, Sergeant Chavez, Roe, Lowe, Goodwin, Mendoza, Olival. Who else can you think of? Um,
Gifford?
Gifford, any of them, dude. Any of the fucking good people from the army, man. I want them to reach out. I want to get these people on the show because they all have fucking fucked up experiences, and I know it.
I just want to get Haley's husband on the show.
I think he will. I'm pretty sure he will be on next week.
Your sister's husband? I want him on the show for different reasons.
No, well,
Hey.
he is a cute motherfucker.
he, he's a
So,
fucking nerd.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, Another shout out, Red Rascal Designs. Maddie, yeah, check her paint, her workout, her artwork. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I'm gonna order me some once I get my VA money. Woo! Whenever the fuck that's gonna be. Goddamn, hurry up and wait. Yeah, everybody, thank you for your time. Thanks for listening, and I hope the next time we do one of these solo casts, just me and the old Hendrix, that we can get some questions in from the listeners, and we can go from there. So have a good day, evening, or night, wherever you are. It's Germany here, so it's about midday right now. All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a good day. Did you press stop? Touch my chest. Ah! Oh shit! I didn't push it up. I thought I